Good morning, everyone. Going 2 days in a row with the Leesville camera because it actually has clouds on it. Has some high clouds out there. These are cirrus clouds made up of ice crystals. Shows me some upper level moisture, but that does not make it to the ground. Lots of sunshine for today and comfortable once again with highs in the 80s. We're going to be with reasonable humidity out there. And you know, it's same thing. There's nothing new to talk about. Well, there is a little bit. I said something about some green stuff showing up. I'll show you what I mean there. 62 degrees here in Alexandria. It's a bit warmer. It's clear, not seeing those clouds on the western horizon. But a few showers and storms up north. That's it. Not even alerts to talk about. I mean, a couple of freeze warnings out here in the mountains where it just snowed. I mean, that's nothing. So planner for today, mid-80s, lots of sunshine. We're going to get up to 85 by 4 p.m. That should be around the forecast high for today. Mid-80s for most and clear skies. We still have Tropical Storm Oscar that has finally made that pivot out to the right. And you can see the history here of Oscar as it went down there into Cuba, turned right quickly. Unfortunately, after landfall, would have been nice to see that happen before, and that continues on toward the northeast now. And it's not going to strengthen. Wind shear is going to pick this up in the westerlies, and we will not have to deal with any problems from Oscar locally. But it is something to look at on satellite, so we can do that as we have something to talk about here. But you can see just a sheared mess of a system, probably gone in a day's time, and obviously no concern locally. So for today, again, high clouds, that's possible, especially southern half of the area, but even those kind of ebb and flow throughout the day, and it looks like through tonight will be pretty much clear. So again, there's not much going on. This is a pretty, this is like rivaling the stretches we had of last year where it was so calm and dry. The nice thing is here we've been dry and cool. We're not 105, 110 degrees. Oh, I'd like to welcome on a new sponsor, by the way. We have from Century 21, Bulow Miller Realty, Misty Rivers. That is actually Jason from Igloo's new wife. How's that work? How do you like that? So congratulations to them as they wrap up a trip out west for their honeymoon. So we have a couple of storms in the forecast to the north, out in the Big Bend region of West Texas, northern Mexico. We're really reaching here. There's just nothing going on. Look at that. No rain in the forecast again through Monday, but there is some hope for some green in the forecast. I'll show you that in just a second after your very dry 7-day forecast. Here's what we're looking at. Mid-80s, low 80s perhaps as we get into the weekend, into early next week. Overnight lows in the 50s. It's a copy and paste week. We could touch 90, which is kind of crazy this time of year, but nothing, out just totally outlandish. And it's not going to feel that hot because of the respectable humidity levels. But here is the much advertised and promised green above normal precip outlook, barely, yes, but to end the month and start November, if we're following the European model especially, it looks like we can get some rain into the area. Now, all models do show a bit of a pattern change, so we're going to get more stormy activity coming in on the jet stream. The question is, how far south does that pull? Are we going to start all this La Nina business where we avoid all the moisture? I hope not, because we need to get some rainfall here, so I'm going to keep what we do when we're in drought or in very dry stretches. Kind of a rule of thumb with meteorology here is you don't oversell what's coming in. We don't want to communicate that there's going to be a ton of rain. If, let's say, on a baseline forecast, I'd be going, oh, I'm going to give it a 40%. If it had been really wet, maybe I'd go 50 or 60. In this case, I'd go 20 or 30. I know that doesn't make a ton of sense, but it seems like dry weather kind of starts to feed back more dry weather. So for now, there's a little bit of hope, but I don't want to oversell that. And of course, it's going to be warmer than normal, as we typically have been here over the last little while, apart from a couple of frosty mornings there. So 80s, low 80s, upper 70s, that kind of stuff. Nothing off the charts to talk about here. And I mean, there's 25 of you here. I can always tell what's going on in the weather by the number in the upper left part of my screen. So thank you to you diehards that are there this morning. And you know what? We'll have stuff to talk about soon enough. But for now, we just get to have fun, enjoy our coffee, and not stress out about any crazy severe weather. And if you have a trip to the Great Lakes, it looks like it's going to be lovely. All right, I'm going to get out of here for today, as we just don't have a ton to talk about. We will be back in the morning, tomorrow morning. Have a good Tuesday.